In today's video, I'm going to show you how to add spot colors in Photoshop, including white ink step by step. This is a really important technique if you work in screen printing, packaging, UV printing, or any workflow where you need a separate ink plate instead of a normal on-screen color. Spot colors are different from regular RGB or even standard CMYK colors because they create their own dedicated channel for print production. And if you need white ink, that white ink also has to be set up as its own spot channel. So if you've ever wondered how professionals prepare artwork for special inks, you're in the right place. And before we jump in, if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips just like this. Alright, let's get started. The first thing you need to understand is the concept of a spot color. A spot color is a separate ink plate used for printing. That might be something like a Pantone color, metallic ink, or white ink. Instead of mixing that color from normal process inks, the printer uses its own ink channel. That's why spot colors are so useful when you need exact color control, stronger print results, or special effects that standard printing can't produce. Now, the first practical step is to convert your document to CMYK. In Photoshop, go up to Image, then Mode, and choose CMYK color. This is important because spot channels work properly in CMYK or multi-channel mode, not in RGB. If you leave your file in RGB, your spot channel workflow won't behave the way you expect, and that can cause problems later when the file is sent to print. Once your file is in CMYK, the next step is to open the Channels panel. If you don't see it, go to Window and then Channels. In the Channels panel, you'll see your standard cyan, magenta, yellow, and black channels. Now click the menu in the top right corner of the Channels panel and choose New Spot Channel. This is where Photoshop lets you create a separate ink plate. After that, a dialog box will appear. Click the color box and you can either choose a Pantone color from the libraries or pick a custom color if your printer has a specific requirement. If you're matching a production ink, the Pantone library is usually the best place to start. You'll also see a Solidity setting. This doesn't affect the final print result, it just controls how strong the spot color looks as a preview on screen, so you can adjust it for easier viewing. When you're ready, click OK. At this point, you've created a separate spot channel, which means Photoshop is now treating that color like its own ink plate. That's the key idea here. It's not just a visual color overlay, it's an actual print channel that can be used by the printer later. Now comes the part where you actually paint the spot color. Select the spot channel you just created. Then use your brush or painting tool to apply the color where you want it to print. Here's the simple rule. White areas in the spot channel represent 100% ink, gray areas represent lighter ink coverage, and black areas mean no ink at all. So if you want the full spot color to print, paint with white. If you want partial coverage or a softer effect, use gray. And if you want nothing to print in a specific area, leave it black. This is especially important when you're building artwork for production because the spot channel is basically your map for the printer. You're telling the press exactly where that special ink should go. Take your time here and paint only where the ink needs to appear. Now let's talk about white ink because this is where a lot of people get stuck. White ink is also a spot color, but it needs to be handled correctly. To add it, go back and create another new spot channel. Name it something clear like white or spot white. This naming step matters more than people realize because printers often rely on the channel name to identify the ink. For the color, choose pure white or use a name like Pantone white if your print provider specifies that. Then paint the white ink areas just like any other spot channel. Wherever you paint white in that channel is where the printer will lay down white ink. This is commonly used for printing on dark surfaces, printing under transparent colors, or creating an underbase so other colors can show up properly. For example, if you're printing a bright design on a black shirt, the white spot channel can act as the underlayer beneath the colors. Without it, the colors may look dull or disappear into the dark background. That's why white ink is such an important part of advanced print preparation. Here's a helpful preview tip. You can toggle the visibility of your CMYK channels and your spot channels to check how everything looks. If the spot preview feels too intense or too faint, adjust the solidity settings somewhere around 20 to 50%. That makes it easier to see the design on screen without changing the actual print data. Before you finish, make sure you save the file in the correct format. The best options are PSD, which is the most common for editable work, TIFF, which also supports spot channels, or DCS 2.0 for more advanced print workflows. Do not save this as JPEG or PNG if you need to preserve the spot colors, because those formats will not keep spot channel data. If you export that way, you can lose the very thing you created. And just as important, avoid some common mistakes. Don't paint on an RGB layer and expect it to work as a spot plate. Don't use normal layers instead of the spot channel. Don't save as JPEG and assume the print file will still be correct. And don't forget to name the white channel properly because that helps the printer understand exactly what each channel is meant to do. So now you know how to add spot colors in Photoshop, including white ink, the right way. You've converted the document to CMYK, created a new spot channel, painted the ink areas, added a white ink channel, previewed the result, and saved it in a format that preserves the information for print. If this tutorial helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials, and let me know in the comments what you want to learn next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.